All right, so the Lakers finally did it. They finally got D'Angelo Russell off the team. And I actually do like the move, and we could talk about the pros and cons of it. But they've officially eliminated the last scapegoat. So if this doesn't work out, I feel like this will be the last year of Bron and AD, whether that's Bron retiring or going somewhere else or AD going somewhere else. If it doesn't work out this year, I kind of doubt they're going to make an all-in move next year, right? Like they have 3 first-round picks they can trade right now. If they're not going to do it now, I don't see them waiting for LeBron to be actually 40 to make that move. So I think this is who they're going to be. Maybe they get like another big, but I don't believe they're going to go get like a Zach LaVine or somebody. Maybe they can go get like a backup five or a backup point guard. I think they need help in both of those areas. But focusing on who they are now and the deal they just made, when I first seen it, I was indifferent, right? Because I do feel like D'Lo has been the scapegoat. I do feel like D'Lo has been very good for them the last 2 years. Maybe not so much this year, but a lot of that has to do with how, JJ's been using him. Clearly, JJ did not see him as a part of the team going forward. So, I'm a little bit iffy on that because D'Lo's highest moments, the Lakers don't get to where they've been the last couple years without D'Lo giving them those moments. But now trading D'Lo pretty much ensures that LeBron is a full-time point guard. Reeves can play backup point guard. Gabe can play backup point guard, but Gabe's not really doing point guard things, the traditional point guard things. But this officially makes sure that LeBron is going to be the closing point guard. It's going to be LeBron, Reeves, Finney Smith, Rui, AD, and that five is dangerous. And the thing about it is, when we look at the Western Conference, if you were to ask me, can the Lakers win the West? Immediately my mind goes to no. But then you think about it. The 3 best teams in the West right now are OKC, Dallas, and Memphis, and shout out to Houston. Besides Dallas, I think the Lakers match up well with all of those teams. LeBron and AD have that size advantage, and now you bring in Finney Smith, right, that can play defense and shoot the ball and is a big wing. So again, the Lakers are going to run out a lineup of LeBron, Reeves, Finney Smith, Rui, and AD. I'm not saying that's the greatest lineup ever, but when we look at those other teams and, the players that they play that are smaller, even OKC, like their smaller guys play big, but when you look at J-Dub, Caruso, Lou Dort, all those guys are smaller guys. And we know LeBron and AD can punish that, but also Rui can punish that. And now you have a big wing that they were missing to guard a Shea. They're going to have 3 players on the court that you can't hide a smaller defender on. They're going to have Austin Reeves on the court where you can't just put a 6'2" point guard on Austin Reeves. And then Finney Smith, who right now is shooting 43% from 3. I think we all expect that to go down. I think we all kind of expect him to get to LA and not shoot well at all. But the Lakers are a matchup problem for a lot of teams, and Reeves and Rui are a big part of that. Like, you can't just put bad defenders on those guys. And it's funny how the landscape of the conference can dictate what you do, because if you look at the East, I might say D'Lo might be more valuable on a team in the East, because you look at Milwaukee, you look at Philadelphia, you look at even Boston with Porzingis and Luke Cornett playing drop coverage. D'Lo might be able to do a lot more in those scenarios, whereas you look at the West and you got OKC and their crazy swarming defense, and Memphis with their swarming defense. You got Houston with the crazy athletic wings. You got Wembanyama. You even got the Clippers and Golden State with their switchability. Not a lot of slow-footed centers in the West besides Jokic, who, again, is Jokic, and Şengün. But even on the Rockets, you have so much making up for that. And even just the players in the West that Finney Smith is going to have to guard, it's different than out East. Out East, the guys they're worried about are Giannis, Embiid, Trae Young. Of course, he'd be useful against a Boston. He'd be useful against anybody, right? But I'm saying in the West, you look at, KD, Devin Booker, Shea, Luka, right? James Harden, Kawhi Leonard if he comes back. Like, they're not these extremely fast twitch guys besides Ja Morant. And out East, the main guys you're really worried about are either really big or quick guards. That's not really what Finney Smith does well. So as you guys can tell, I'm doing it again. I'm falling for it. I'm believing the Lakers can be a real contender. No, I'm not saying I would favor them against any of those top teams besides Memphis. I feel like I've seen it too many times with Memphis, so sorry Grizz fans, I would take the Lakers in that series. And it's easy to forget how close they were against Denver last year. It's also hard to gauge how good Denver was last year, how good Denver is this year. But in that series, they were just a couple physical hustle plays away from making that a real series. And Aaron Gordon dominated that series. I don't know if Finney Smith can match Aaron Gordon, but he can help in that category of just being another big body, someone helping out AD on defense, helping out Bron on defense, crashing the boards. LeBron really had no legs in that series because he was the one at 38 years old having to try to keep Aaron Gordon off the glass. And that's why I believe they still need to make another move. Again, backup point guard, backup center. Either one of those will help out LeBron tremendously because right now LeBron is the only real point guard on the roster and AD is the only real center on the roster, right? Christian Wood's still hurt. Jackson Hayes is still hurt, and even when those guys come back, I'm not sure you want to be relying on them in that way. So maybe the move is Valanciunas. Maybe you just give up on Vanderbilt as a whole, like he's probably not coming back anytime soon. That money makes it work with Valanciunas straight up. Maybe you feel like you can give up Vando and a pick to get Valanciunas. Is that too much? Maybe the Hornets are ready to just give up on the year and they can give you Nick Richards. I would like that a little bit more. And as far as the point guard thing, I don't think anyone's ever called him a point guard. Shake Milton did have 12 assists last game. I probably should be talking about him more because, again, just thinking about their roster, he's probably going to play. He's probably going to play. They don't have any other creators outside of LeBron and Reeves. So he's probably going to get an opportunity. And maybe that's what they're banking on. They don't need a backup point guard because he can do a lot more off the dribble. He doesn't have to be a point guard per se, but he's capable. Like I just said, he had 12 assists in his last game. But I feel like every time we think Shake Milton is about to establish himself, he ends up falling off a little bit. But maybe this will be the opportunity. Maybe he can be their Lonnie Walker from a couple years ago, where Lonnie Walker won them a playoff game against the Warriors. Maybe he can do that. Let me know in the comments down below, are you guys believing in the Lakers at all? And what do you think of just the overall landscape of the West? Because again, immediately if you ask me, do I believe in the Lakers? I'm gonna say no. But then I look at the rest of the teams and how they match up with the Lakers, and I kind of feel like the Lakers would have a chance. Even against OKC, against OKC, I'd probably say the Grizzlies have the Mavericks have the best chance, then the Grizzlies. Then I'd go Lakers or Denver. That's really a toss-up. And you look at the teams below the Lakers, I think they are better than the Warriors. I think they're better than the Suns. I think they're better than Minnesota. I want to say they're better than Denver, but Denver has Jokic, so I can't say that. But I think it's a toss-up between a lot of these teams, and they have a clear size advantage against most of these teams. And now adding a real 3-and-D wing that they have to guard a Shea or a Luka that they didn't have before opens up the game even more for someone like Rui offensively or LeBron offensively. AD has less work defensively. It can do a lot for this team. Maybe it's just wishful thinking that we have another real competitive playoff team here, but I kind of do believe it. Obviously, a lot of that belief is when we get to playoff time and you have LeBron James in a 7-game series, it's going to be hard for me to count that guy out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you like the trade? Did you hate the trade? Do you believe in this team? Do you think they're going to flame out in the first round? Let me know all that down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe on the road to 7K. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.